Do you know, as an aging person, 50s, 60s, 70s, like me, that you have super skills that you're not even aware of? There is power in aging. I'm going to go through three super skills that we have that young people do not share. And then at the very end, I'm going to talk about a caution around all of this. But let's get into it. As you know, I'm an empty nester and semi-retired, and I have been looking at my life. Like, this is just an evaluating period in my life. And I want to, in the last third of my life, not repeat the issues and stumbling blocks that I had before. I want to be the best version of myself. And I was reflecting on these things and I wanted to share them with you. And I also really want to get your feedback on them. So, the first thing is we have the power to disappoint people. We aren't governed and driven by our need for people to approve of us. I'm not fighting for people to recognize my value. I don't need that external like gratification. Not saying that that doesn't feel good. I love a good compliment and when people appreciate me, but it's not a driving force that is ranked higher than other things in my life. And that's something that comes with age and life experience, usually. So the power to disappoint people, not to be afraid to disappoint people, really. The second thing is the power to not be impressed or charmed. We don't fall for that. We don't fall for that anymore. You know, wealth and beauty and celebrity or even like their position in the world in terms of their job title. Like, we recognize those things, but that isn't, more important than a person's individual character, how they treat us, how we feel when we're around them, like, all of those things. And I think as young people, it's easy to fall into that trap of just sorta idolizing people or being charmed by them. And, I live in a town that, for whatever reason, attracts, quite a few, A-list celebrities and they fly into our little airport off and on and are in our community a little bit. And it's interesting. It's interesting, but I'm not that wowed by them. I don't know them, right? But I would say that the younger people in my life are pretty wowed by them. And I bet they would love to go and meet them and talk to them and do all of the stuff. And I'm not so sure. I'd want to find out about their character a little more. What my experience would be with them. Because we have learned at this age, haven't we, that outward appearance, beauty, having the perfect body, having a big bank account, I mean, none of those individual things are wrong or bad, but they don't mean a lot, right? Especially if they're paired with a bad character. The final thing is, with age, we have much better, become much better at spotting trapdoors. We can see problems before they happen. We can see things we need to avoid because we've lived life, haven't we? Like going through life, we have gone through trials and struggles and challenges. And we've also learned vicariously through watching other people, our friends and family, go through their own thing. And we just have a wealth of knowledge inside of us. And it takes a lot for us to miss a trap door. We can spot them. And we have a choice. We can walk around them or right over the top. And it's not to say that we don't fall through them still at some point, but we have wisdom that allows us to avoid falling into those, which I think that younger people don't necessarily have that. And also sometimes they have this overconfidence, right? They have this overconfidence that there's something internal inside of them that they won't fall for the same trap door they see their friend did. But, we've lived, haven't we? And we know that human nature is human nature, and we still need to avoid the trapdoors. So here's the caution that I mentioned earlier. All of these super skills that are available to us as we age are just available. They're not automatically ours. If they are tools that we pick up and we put into our tool belt as we're moving through the world to just have at our fingertips, then yeah, we're good at not being afraid to disappoint people. We're good at spotting people who are trying to be charming. We're good at not being wooed by people's power, position, and money. We're good at spotting trap doors and problems to avoid in life. When we have been mindful, reflective, and have consolidated the emotional lessons that we have learned in life or watched other people go through. When you've sat down and just thought about all of those things carefully, then the tools are at your fingertips. But if you've never even gone and bought a hammer or a screwdriver or a power drill or whatever at Lowe's, it doesn't matter if those tools are out there and available to you. If you don't have them on your tool belt, you can't use them. So being mindful, that's the cautionary tale about all of this. Aging alone will not bring you those super skills, but it is being mindful and reflective of the challenges, trials, and mistakes you've been through in life and what you've seen other people go through in life, and deciding who you want to be right now. Who you want to be right now, and aligning those things with your character and how you walk through your daily life. So, if you're listening to this and you could relate and you understand all of it, I would love to get your perspective. I believe that there is such wisdom out there. And if we come together as a community, sharing our life lessons and things that have brought us to a better place, I mean, it's just nothing but good can come from that. So, subscribe, comment, join the conversation below. I would be so curious about your experiences with not disappointing people and not falling for charm and those kind of things, and spotting trapdoors or pitfalls in your life. And have you grabbed all those tools and are you using them consistently as you're moving through your day? Or have you not even acquired the tools? They're out there at your fingertips because you've lived a long life, but you haven't really acquired them yet. So you're still falling for trapdoors, you're still falling for charm, you're still working for approval and afraid to disappoint. I feel like that's sad because you've been through a lot of things, so those tools are ready for you. All right, give me your perspective on it. I would love to hear it. Thank you so much for listening and joining me, and go enjoy the rest of your day.